This is Rhythm and Word, Fourth Presbyterian Church of Chicago's midweek spiritual pause of music, scripture, and prayerful reflection. And throughout this season of Lent, we have been singing the blues together as we come face to face with injustice and suffering in ourselves and in our world, walking the path to the cross with Christ to the resurrection. As we enter into this Holy Week of Good Friday and Easter Sunday, let us gather our hearts and minds in worship with these words of the blues. I went down to the crossroads, fell down on my knees. I went down to the crossroads, fell down on my knees. Asked the Lord above for mercy. Save me, if you please.
Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Oh, sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble. Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Were you there when the sun refused to shine? Were you there when the sun refused to shine? Oh, sometimes it causes me to tremble, to tremble. Were you there when the sun refused to shine? Were you there when they laid him in the tomb? Were you there when they laid him in the tomb? Oh, sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble. Were you there when they crucified my Lord?
Listen now for these words from the Gospel of Matthew, which bring us into the last night of Jesus' life. Listen for the blues in the midst of the gospel. Then Jesus went with them to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to his disciples, "Sit here while I go over there and pray." He took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee and began to be grieved and agitated. Then he said to them, "I am deeply grieved, even to death. Remain here and stay awake with me." And going a little further, he threw himself on the ground and prayed, "My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Yet not what I want, but what you want." Then Jesus came to the disciples and found them sleeping. And he said to Peter, "So could you not stay awake with me 1 hour? Stay awake and pray that you may not come into the time of trial. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." Throughout this Lenten season, we've been reminded that everybody feels the blues, and that's irrespective of our ethnic backgrounds or nationalities, our genders, our income, or the shape of our families. But the blues is a reality that goes beyond humanity, even creation itself, because even God feels the blues. Scripture reminds us time and again that the same God who loves creation and seeks to covenant with humanity is the same God who laments and is filled with sorrow when the world goes wrong. In the book of Genesis, we are told that when God looked down at the iniquity and injustice of the world before the great flood in which Noah found himself, that God was aggrieved. Some translations say God's heart was filled with pain. In Jesus, we also see the very heart of God, confronting pain and suffering. Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, is acquainted with sorrow. In this passage, we find Jesus in agony, waiting for his arrest in the Garden of Gethsemane. We hear Jesus sing the blues on the last night of his life. It is a blues prompted by the feelings of abandonment and the anxiousness of knowing that to fulfill his calling would likely cost him his life. As the church, we experience the pain of the God who redeems us. The church, as the witness of Jesus and as the instrument of goodness in God's hand, grieves the injustice in the world, just as God's self does. As the spiritual puts it, sometimes it causes us to tremble, tremble, tremble. But we also recognize and grieve how we have fallen short in our own witness, and how we have been perpetrators of injustice, doing, as the Apostle Paul says, the very thing we desire not to do. The way we admit our wrongs and overcome these blues is to confess. And the church has always been confessing in one form or the other, in weekly worship since the very beginning. It's not easy to admit our failings or where we have wounded others, but we muster the courage to do it together. Together, especially with voices long silenced, we learn how the church has done great good, but also caused great harm. And we bring to the cross our own brokenness so that it might be healed and redeemed by God in Jesus. For it is a wondrous love that takes our confession and shapes it into forgiveness, takes our fallenness and redeems it, takes the death-dealing powers at work even in our communities, and brings us into life. Thanks be to God, who takes us from the blues and up into glory.
What wondrous love is this, O my soul, O my soul? What wondrous love is this, O my soul? What wondrous love is this that caused the Lord of bliss to bear the dreadful curse for my soul, for my soul? To bear the dreadful curse for my soul. When I was sinking down, sinking down, sinking down, when I was sinking down, sinking down, when I was sinking down beneath God's righteous frown, Christ laid aside his crown for my soul, for my soul. Christ laid aside his crown for my soul. To God and to the Lamb I will sing, I will sing. To God and to the Lamb I will sing. To God and to the Lamb, who is the great I am. While millions join the theme, I will sing, I will sing. While millions join the theme, I will sing. And when from death I'm free, I'll sing on, I'll sing on. And when from death I'm free, I'll sing on. And when from death I'm free, I'll sing and joyfully be. And through eternity, I'll sing on, I'll sing on. And through eternity, I'll sing on.
Friends, as we close, let us pray. God, who is above all and in all and through all. We give you thanks for this season we call Lent, for this opportunity to lay our blues before you, to lift up our doubt as well as to draw deeper into our faith. And now we ask that you would give us, your beloved, as we become the church, your strength. Help us to be people of promise by listening to those who are hurt, confessing our faults, seeking to not follow evil with evil, but to produce the fruit of goodness. Help us to strengthen the faith of heart, to help the weak and attend to the suffering. In this world where favorites are chosen, help your church to honor all people. May we carry out your mission with grace, with hope, and love, until the day that you come again in glory and we all rise with you as one. We pray in the name of Jesus. Amen. I want to invite you in this Holy Week to continue these prayers for yourself, for your loved ones, and our community as you go out into this week. Imagine the power of that chorus of cascading prayers and let it encourage you as you walk these last days of the Lenten journey, along with these words of blessing. May the path of faith rise to meet you. May the wind of the Spirit be at your back. May the rain fall softly when you feel the blues, and until next time, may God, our Creator, Redeemer, and Sustainer, enfold you in a holy embrace.